I am good. And this morning we're discussing the OSP again. In fact, the last time there was pressure on him, that was when the Ankwano matter came up. This time around, people are still expressing that opinion that they think that it's time for him to go, that he's not doing his job as effectively as he should. Are you one of those who hold that opinion?
Then good morning once again and good morning to your listeners. This OSP matter. What I would say is that people shouldn't push President Mahama too much because with the happenings in the country, if we do not take care, our president may do what he wants to do as a president for the nation, but posterity will not be kind to him when it comes to removal of appointees of the former government. Let me put it that way. Institutions that we expect to stand and then do the right thing. He's removed, so the Chief Justice has been removed. We're hearing speculations of the EC board, now the OSP. It may not look good for President Mahama. So left to me alone, people should fight that fight. If we give enough pressure and he himself says, I'm leaving, in my opinion, that may be better for our president. We need to save our president. That's what I would say. But this OSP, my brother, I don't think, if you ask me, I'm satisfied with the kind of work he's doing. I am not satisfied because the OSP has all the powers to move and prosecute people. But what I am saying, I am of the firm opinion that he could have done better. What I don't like about some of these things is the mere fact that our authorities are put in power to prosecute appear to be talking too much than the work that is in charge to do. You know, this profession, this legal profession, is a very conservative one. It's the one that you don't hear people talking about so much. Going on air with issues so much. But of late, that is what we are finding. And it started with the OSP. Using the press to portray the work he's doing. What I mean by that is, instead of concentrating on the work, when you prosecute somebody and the person is set free or the person is jailed or is asked to do anything, we will know. It is not you and your press conferences that will tell us what you are doing. You should inform us. We shouldn't be kept in the dark. But it's like the energy with which press conferences are organized and held. If I am of the same opinion that if half of that energy is put into prosecuting people, we might have come out with a better result than what we are having. So as for the OSP, Senna, in all honesty, I think he can do better. When this Ofuriata matter came in, I was surprised. The way he declared him a fugitive, somebody that you know his whereabouts. How on earth do you declare him fugitive? Running away from justice. Well, you know, or he has given you information where he is. So right from the word go, I felt no. It's either he's demonstrating incompetence or there's much more to it than he's just doing. And it is appearing to be so. When did he come out to declare him a fugitive? He also gave a grace period. That period is past and gone. So what is happening? Why is Kenneth Furiata, because that is the subject matter that they're discussing, why is he not here? You see, why is he not here? So I am not satisfied, and I am not surprised that his head is being called for. But my issue is, do we need that office? Because it's turning out to be the thing that we didn't want in the system for which reason it was set up. We felt no, the office of Attorney General and the Minister for Justice should be separated. And one means probably that the Kufuor thought he was going to do it was to set up the OSP. But here is the case: the OSP is also behaving just like probably the Attorney General. So my point is, do we need that office at all? Because it is clear, and I don't see it happening from how the Attorney General is behaving, that President Mahama will appoint anybody into that office, and that person will prosecute people who are alleged to be engaged in corrupt practices in his government. I don't see how. Because if there is anything I'll look at the Attorney General. Is he doing that? Certainly not. He came in, and to him, every appointee of the former government, former President Mohammed's appointees, his first term, who had issues, all NDC, non-NDC politicians who had issues in court, he said, I filed many prosecute. But after those who were in a Kufuor's government, that's virtually what he's doing. So me, I'm not satisfied as Attorney General. I'm not satisfied with the OSP. As for removing him from office, I wish we ourselves will put pressure on him for him to resign than to bring President Mohammed in. Let us save our president. Let us save our president. Martin Tebu, who is calling on President Mohammed to remove, he has indicated that he will file a petition for its removal. Fine. Isn't it Martin Tebu, the well-known lawyer, who was the legal brain on oral? Isn't he the one who is on all radio stations and TV stations stating that the country is going to recover over $20 billion from the work oral did? For us only to hear that oral only gathered data, which has not been processed with information, and the lawyer of his caliber can go to town with gathered data. Some were emails, that's what we are told. And some were just, what do you call it, allegations. So if you make this person a special prosecutor, what is going to do?
Martin Pebu said that they will recover $20 billion.
Oh, yes. The report, if that's not the figure, please correct me.
I know that was said by somebody else, not Martin Pebu. I'm just trying to recall.
TV3, on so many stations. Sana, it is clear. He has said it. You can't listen to him on all stations. But he's gone to town with these figures. This is what we are going to recover.
I'm not sure Martin Pebu was the one who said that. I'm saying that has been said, but I'm not sure Martin Pebu was the one who said that. He hasn't said this to me, but I'm not sure his name has been mentioned as the one who said that. But
I've given you indication, and I've mentioned a station's name.
Yes, I know, but I'm saying that I think that you also have to do, you have to double check yourself, because from what I've heard, he hasn't mentioned a recovery of $20 billion. He hasn't mentioned that. He hasn't said that. He has spoken about the work with Oral, but from my understanding of everything he said, he's never mentioned a recovery of $20 billion.
Well, that is what you've heard, and you've also had a series of interviews with him.
Yes.
But I was making specific reference to another station, and since you are not privy to it, I'll drop it and move on.
Yes.
But I was expecting him to tell us the true work of ORA, to have told us that ORA was only gathering data.
That was what they were supposed to do. That was the president's mandate to them. It was clear. President Mahama explained what they were supposed to do. They were
That
not
was
an
even the
investigative
president-elect,
agency.
not the
Yeah,
president.
president-elect at the time. So they couldn't have
Yes.
started investigations, should they? Could they?
Yes. But what I'm saying is that I was expecting him to give us the true information. It is only, what do you call it? The former Auditor General that has come out to state something. But you were the legal brain on that committee. So I was expecting him to do better. So some of these people, if we just allow them to push our president to go and remove somebody from office, Senna, we may not, in my opinion, be helping the president. These discussions we should have. Let us also put pressure on him to do the right thing. Why is Martin Pebu only talking about, what do we call it? The former finance minister, who all that we are saying, the law are allegations. Why is he not channeling his strength also towards this lady, who also, I think the best, I've forgotten the name, who has been pronounced guilty of stealing. And she's also outside that we have to bring. Why is he not putting pressure on the Attorney General to also bring him? So I think the office of the special prosecutor itself should rather be scrapped if this is how it is going to operate. Then where lies the difference between the office of special prosecutor and that of the Attorney General? Duplication of resources.
But
so we should rather scrap the whole office, not
Okay.
just the person.
Now,
Because it's not the only one that we found there.
You've said many things because we were only dealing with the occupier of the office, not the office. You've moved from the occupier of the office to the Attorney General. So on the matter of the occupier of the office, your suggestion is that let's leave out the matter of a petition for removal and put pressure on him to resign.
Because I just don't want us to. He will send the petition, but in the long run, it will be said that President Mahama removed the special prosecutor.
But the president has a duty to. But the president, we put presidents there not to be, because you put a president there, and the Constitution prescribes a mode through which something can be done. The president has a very small role. Take a petition, send to the Chief Justice. The Chief Justice does the work. It comes when the recommendation comes back to him. All he has to do is to write a letter, issue a warrant for removal, or say that the Chief Justice has found nothing wrong against you, so you can continue to stay in your position. That is a small role that the president has and knew that he was going to have that role before he decided to become president. So why should we take his hands off it?
Sana, that is to me, that is even the saddest part, because the president's role, his hands are tied. But at the end, that is how it is going to be presented 20, 30 years down the line. I am not looking at just the individual. I am looking at scrapping the whole thing. Because what is going to happen is that if we want to be true to ourselves, every OSP who will be removed from office. That is how I see it. I don't see anybody coming in there at this stage. Take Kwasi off. Let the president appoint somebody that he wants. From what the Attorney General is doing, I don't see anybody who is going to be fair to the system and say that if NDC commits wrong, an appointee of John Mahama is brought before me, I'm going to deal with him the way I have to. So if the OSP's office is unable to do the right thing, this is not the first OSP. We first had, what is his name?
Martin Amidu.
Martin Amidu was there. And we had all the things that Martin Amidu said before resigning. That mother serpent of corruption, something like that. Because he was saying that he was not allowed to work. If we were to be chasing NDC people, wouldn't he have allowed to work? Look at the resources we have entrusted with the office of the OSP. Sana, are you satisfied with the work done so far? What is the OSP doing that the Attorney General cannot do? For which reason we should still continue funding that office the way we are doing? What is it that the Attorney General cannot do? That is why I am even calling for the scrapping of the whole OSP. Because if we are removing the OSP and things are going to move the way Ghanaians expect it to move, not the way a party wants it to move, no. Because from our own history, I don't see it running the way we want to see it. The way I want to see it is that if an NDC person commits wrong in this administration, it should be dealt with. If somebody from Akufo-Addo's era committed any offense, it should be dealt with. If we can say that the office is going to do its work in that manner, then I'll be for it. Other than that, it's the same Attorney General.
Okay.
It's the same Attorney General's officer has been taken.
Okay. But before you go, what were you expecting Martin Kpebu to do about Dora?
I was expecting Martin Kpebu to let the whole world know that the impression created that the ORA was going to retrieve $20 billion for the state was, it could be possible, but it wasn't conclusive. He never made such statements. If we will be fair to the fact, even on the day that it was presented, I think Honorable Kututu presented it, he was the chairman, and he made some remarks about it.
Okay.
The impression created, and he spoke for the committee, was that the 20 or $21 billion, that's the amount of money Ghana has lost through corruption.
Okay.
And that we were going to retrieve that money whilst Martin Kpebu was there. So I was expecting Martin Kpebu to let us know that this is just raw data that is going to be processed. And when we process it, we will know the exact amount that we need. Or we can go after. Then we go after it. That's what I was expecting from Martin Kpebu. It's like his hatred, he has shown vividly that he has some level of hatred for Akufo-Addo.
I see.
And therefore, to me, it has tainted the way he communicates and then the way he goes about even his professional service to ORA. Because he just wanted to prove that all the things he said about Akufo-Addo, they were true.
Okay, lawyer.
And therefore, to me, it blinded him from going into the reality. Make him the OSP. He should. I pray the OSP should move and he's made the OSP. Then we'll see that there's a clear difference between talking and working.
Well, lawyer has a wish, but thank you. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Lawyer Kwasi Serbah, private legal practitioner, that they should remove the OSP and replace him with Martin Kpebu, and then he will see that there's a difference between talking and working. Nancy, please, Nancy will share some information with us. We'll continue on this discussion. A lot of you have been reacting to our interview with lawyer Kwasi Serbah, a private legal practitioner on this matter. But keep your own thoughts coming. What do you think?